kidding me?
Imagine a February packed with heart-pounding thrills, shocking twists, and mind-bending stories you can't afford to miss. From terrifying killers to survival nightmares, 2026 is starting with a bang. Stay ahead of the curve and catch these top 10 must-watch movies before anyone else. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Your next movie obsession starts here. Let's dive in. Number 10. Teacher's Pet. What if the person meant to guide your future becomes the biggest threat to it? Teacher's Pet is an upcoming psychological thriller directed by Noam Kroll, releasing on February 6, 2026, and trust me, this one is seriously unsettling. The story follows Clara, a brilliant high school senior ready to escape her toxic foster life and head to Yale. But just when her future looks bright, her new English teacher becomes dangerously obsessed with her. What starts as support slowly turns into manipulation. Every success Clara achieves becomes a reason for control. Now, she must outthink a man who knows her mind too well. This movie mixes psychological thriller with coming-of-age drama, smart, tense, emotional, and just creepy enough to make you side-eye your teachers. Number 9. Twisted. Ever thought a real estate scam could turn into a nightmare you can't escape? Twisted is a horror thriller directed by Darren Lynn Bousman, hitting screens on February 6, 2026, and things get dark very fast. The movie follows two smart, but greedy millennials who scam people by renting luxury New York apartments they don't even own. Easy money, right? Wrong. Their plan works until they mess with the wrong apartment owner, a surgeon with secrets that are seriously disturbing. Soon, the scammers become the hunted, trapped in a game where every lie comes back to bite, painfully. This film blends psychological thriller with supernatural horror, slow tension, creepy surprises, and a clear message. Greed looks cool until it screams back at you. Number 8. The Huntsman. What if the most dangerous killer can't even open his eyes? The Huntsman is a mystery thriller directed by Kyle Kawika-Harris, releasing on February 6, 2026, and it plays serious mind games. The story follows an ICU nurse who volunteers to care for a coma patient accused of killing 6 women. At first, it feels like an act of kindness. But soon, strange clues, hidden messages, and disturbing truths start to surface. As a detective races against time, the nurse realizes this patient may still be controlling events from a hospital bed. This movie leans into mystery and psychological thriller vibes, slow tension, shocking twists, and constant doubt. It's the kind of film that makes you question everyone, especially the one who can't speak. Number 7. The Strangers, Chapter 3. What if your nightmare refuses to end and comes back one last time? The Strangers Chapter 3 is the final chapter of the new trilogy, directed by Renny Harlin and releasing on February 6, 2026. Maya returns for a full-circle face-off with the masked killers who ruined her life. This time, she's not just running, she's hunting for answers. As buried secrets surface and past trauma collides with brutal reality, the line between fear and revenge completely disappears. Every knock, every shadow, feels personal now. This movie is pure home invasion horror, mixed with psychological thriller, slow, terrifying, and nerve-shredding. If you love masked villains, silent tension, and don't open the door energy, this one's for you. Number 6. Cold Storage. Ever had a boring night shift turn into a possible end-of-the-world situation? Cold Storage is a comedy horror thriller directed by Johnny Campbell, releasing on February 13, 2026, and yes, it's as wild as it sounds. The story follows Travis and Naomi, 2 regular workers at a self-storage facility built over an old military base. One night, a government-sealed parasitic fungus escapes from underground. As the temperature rises, this thing starts controlling brains and bursting bodies, gross, but kind of funny too. With the help of a tired, no-nonsense bioterror agent, they must stop it before humanity goes extinct. This movie mixes horror, thriller, and comedy, scary moments, dark laughs, and total chaos. Perfect if you like fear with fun. Number 5. Honey Bunch. What if losing your memory was actually protecting you from the truth? Honey Bunch is an intense thriller directed by Madeline Sims-Fewer and Dusty Mancinelli, releasing on February 13, 2026. Diana wakes up from a coma with broken memories and a very caring husband, or so it seems. He takes her to a remote trauma center for experimental treatment. But as the sessions continue, things start to feel wrong. Memories return in pieces, and each one reveals something darker about her past and her marriage. The calm forest setting slowly turns into a psychological trap. This film blends psychological thriller and mystery, slow, eerie, and deeply unsettling. It messes with your mind and makes you question who you can really trust. Number 4. The Mortuary Assistant. Would you survive a night shift where the bodies don't stay quiet? The Mortuary Assistant is a supernatural horror thriller directed by Jeremiah Kipp, releasing on February 13, 2026, and it's pure nightmare fuel. Set in 1998, the story follows Rebecca Owens, a newly certified mortician working alone at night in a small-town mortuary. What starts as routine embalming slowly turns terrifying. Strange noises, dark rituals, and hidden secrets of her mysterious mentor begin to surface. As the night grows darker, Rebecca realizes something evil wants her body and her soul. This movie blends supernatural horror and psychological thriller, slow, creepy, and deeply unsettling. Perfect for fans who like silent dread, possessed bodies, and lights you'll definitely keep on. Number 3. The Dreadful. What if the past knocks on your door and never leaves? The Dreadful is a gothic horror thriller directed by Natasha Kermani, releasing on February 20th, 2026, and it's all about slow, creeping fear. The story follows Anne and her mother-in-law Morwen, living in total isolation, far from society. Their quiet, harsh life feels safe, until a man from their dark past suddenly returns. Old secrets resurface, tension rises, and paranoia slowly takes control. As fear grows, reality begins to blur with something more haunting and unsettling. This film leans into gothic horror and psychological thriller, moody visuals, slow burn suspense, and deep emotional trauma. It's not loud horror, it whispers, then stays in your head. Number 2. This Is Not a Test. What if your school lockdown turns into the end of the world? This Is Not a Test is an apocalyptic horror thriller directed by Adam McDonald, releasing on February 20th, 2026, and it's far from a normal school day. The movie follows Sloan and 4 other students who trap themselves inside their high school when a sudden zombie outbreak hits. Outside is pure chaos. Inside? Fear, low supplies, and way too many arguments. As danger closes in, the teens must grow up fast, make hard choices, and figure out who should lead before it's too late. This film blends zombie horror and survival thriller with strong emotional drama. Think tension, tough decisions, and teenage courage under pressure. Homework can wait, survival can't. Number 1. Scream 7. Think the nightmare is over? Think again. Scream 7 is a horror slasher thriller directed by Kevin Williamson, releasing on February 27, 2026, and it's back to Ghostface-level terror. This time, Sidney Prescott's daughter becomes the target of a new Ghostface killer, dragging Sidney back into the nightmare she hoped was behind her. The quiet town hides deadly secrets, and old trauma mixes with new fear. As the masked killer strikes, Sidney must protect her family while facing the horrors of the past, proving that some legacies are impossible to escape. This movie is classic slasher horror, screams, suspense, and shocking twists. If you love tense, bloody, and thrilling scares, Ghostface is back to haunt your February nights. And that's a wrap on the top 10 must-watch movies coming this February 2026. Which one are you most excited to see first? Comment below and let us know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss the latest movie updates, trailers, and recommendations. Your next binge-worthy adventure is just a click away.